Hello, everybody. It is so nice to almost see you again. I'm Pam. I know many of you, and I am so looking forward to seeing you for real. Behind the camera is Josh.
Hello.
And he's going to be videotaping this. Obviously, we are not professionals, but we're going to give it our best shot and have some fun. We are starting here in the greenhouse. The greenhouse is pretty much divided with annuals on this side, perennials over on the other side. Josh is taking a nice photo for us. Now the annuals are the ones that only are good for this season. They're the plants that bloom the longest and that we often use in containers, you know, out on the patio, bring some color in, or even in the landscape. Sometimes you have that bare spot that you just like to change up every year. So those are our annuals. We're going to start talking about them just a bit. We'll move slowly. And forgive me, I have notes because I have a tendency to talk and then just go on and on. So I'm going to try and be good. With the annuals, a few things to think about. When you walk in, try not to fall in love immediately. Now, when I say that, it's, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Because I fall in love, I take it home, and then I try and figure out where it's going to go. What's better approach is to understand the needs of the plant because they will thrive if you give them the right conditions. Mainly we want to think about two things, the soil and your sun. Do you have a lot of sun? Do you have nothing but shade? And what's in between? Each plant, or most all of the plants, will have a tag. Let me pull one out that's a little easier. Here is your French marigold. Ooh, those will come up later when we talk about deer and rabbits. But for now, French marigold. You look at, they have a tag and it'll tell you full sun. Full sun means that it needs 6 or more hours of sunshine to really do well. When you look at different tags, some will say part sun, then they might say part shade, shade. So the difference is full sun, 6 or more hours of sun, of direct sunlight. Part sun is 4 to 6 hours of direct sun. Now, very similar to part sun is part shade, and that is 4 to 6 hours, but not the afternoon sun. The afternoon sun, as we all know, that is the hot one that can just blister us. So part shade is still 4 to 6 hours, but not the afternoon sun. When it says shade, don't be misled into thinking it really means shade. It means that it still needs probably about 3 to 4 hours of sun. That could be a whole day of dappled sun or just 3 to 4 hours of morning sun. If you have nothing but pure shade, you're probably looking at planting mushrooms, and we don't sell those. So just about every plant needs some sun. So when we're looking here, you know, as soon as we figure out what your sun requirements are, or shade, also think about the soil needs. When you're putting them in a container, you want to use great potting soil. Please don't take soil from your yard. It has too many critters, microbes, bacteria, whatever in it, that when it's in the ground and naturalized, that's fine, but in a pot, not good enough. You need to have a nice, good potting soil, potting mix. When you're getting the potting mix, take a look and make sure that it does or does not have fertilizer already in it. These plants, your annuals, are just known for their flowers. And I mean, just look at these puppies. I mean, how cool is that? They're gorgeous. Okay, back to. They're blooming. They need energy, they need nutrients. When they're in a pot, depending on the size of the pot, you're watering them a lot because they're going to need water. Well, we'll talk about that too. But they will need water, and the more you water, the more you're washing out those nutrients. They're eating them up, you're washing them out. So you'll want to make sure they get some fertilizer. Now here, we do pretty much a very diluted fertilizer almost, you know, with every watering. At home, you can fertilize them every 2 weeks. You know, look at your label. Just a nice, good, balanced fertilizer is fine. Now, when you have your containers with your nice, wonderful potting mix, very often people go by the rule of thriller, filler, and spiller. Meaning, you might want something tall in the center, fillers going around the edge. Very often, these gorgeous petunias, geraniums, any number of beauties here. We'll go. Don't have time to show them all, and I wish I could. But you'll put those around, and then you might want something to spill over the edge. You know. And when you do plant them, just kind of twist them, turn them on their edge, so that they kind of will start to spill over. The Calibrachoa are great for spillers. Yeah, and they will just keep going and going and going. Now, when I say that, ooh, look at the Cabrera daisies. So many pretties. I'm sorry. I just get carried away. But anyway, so plant them, put your something in the center, put your flowers to fill around, and then put something to spill over the edge. Having said that, I want to say emphatically that there really are no rules. It is whatever you want, whatever feels right to you, whatever makes you happy. So, and this is nothing but happiness in here. So, I guess that's kind of, wait, let me look at the notes. The sun, we got the sun. Okay, soil requirements, containers, fertilizing. Deadheading is something else that you might want to think about. Like the Calibrachoa, a small flower like that, they pretty much self-clean. You can just kind of go through and go like this. You might have to sweep up a bit underneath. Others, like your daisy, your rare daisy, you want to, when the bloom is spent, some people think deadhead. Terrible name, isn't it? But they think it's just cutting off the head of the flower. No, you'll want to go all the way down to the next big leaf, or next good leaf node, or, you know, in this case, down to the base. If you just took off the flower head, the plant is still trying to keep this alive, and you're just wasting some energy and a little bit of time before it quits out. Look at, we have buds right down there already. So we want those to come out as soon as they can. So, okay, what did I miss, Josh?
I think you've done pretty well there.
Okay. We do have hanging baskets. We're going to be getting even more in, I believe. And again, when you come in, we will be happy to help you. Think about your sun and sun requirements. Make sure you have some good soil. If you're planting in the yard, same rules apply. Kind of look at the tag and see, because it'll tell you what you want to know. One thing I did not bring up, if it says sun on it, full sun, take it to be serious. It means full sun. It means that 6 or more hours. Many of the tags, and of course I'm not looking at one right now. Here we go. We're doing it here. It'll say full to part sun. It gives you some flexibility. So that means that, you know, this one can take the full sun, but it can also take the just for 6 hours. When you plant a container, try and put like plants together. You don't want to put a succulent that wants very little to no water with with something that likes a lot of water. Don't do that. They'll not be happy with you. Also think about ahead to the dog days, because right now we are, something I need to bring up. Right now we are free to plant because we have passed the last frost date. The last frost date here in Fairfield Glade and Crossville is May 10th. We're legal. That is a guideline though. Mother Nature has a way every now and then of giving us a surprise. So, you know, we can deal with that. The earliest frost date is October 10th. So most of these plants are going to go that entire season, bloom from spring through autumn. Then there are those dog days of August when it gets really hot, dry, and everything is starting to look kind of spent. Don't be afraid to, again, deadhead, pinch it back to try and keep it going. Fertilize, make sure they get plenty of water. We usually water our baskets twice a day here in the summer. So don't be afraid, make sure you get lots of water. And I think that's all I've got for you for now in the case of annuals. Nope, I'll take it back. Follow me. We will, if life or time gets in your way, we will plant your pots for you. Two ways we can do that. You could bring your pot in, and you will give us an idea of what you want. We'll walk around with you. We'll help you. We'll be your cheerleader, and then we'll plant it all up for you. Or if it's a big pot, it's not that easy to do. What we like to do are called drop-in pots. Drop-in pots are, well, this would be in fact, drop us in your container. This would go in a small pot. You can just drop it right in. We also have a whole slew of different size regular black pots, that we can just try and match to the size of your pot. Not always able to do it, but usually we can find one that can drop in. We will plant it up, and the beauty of that is then you just take that pot home, put it in your big container, and we're all happy campers. The neat thing is, when it's spent, you take that out, and you might put another pot in that's now got chrysanthemums for fall, or pine boughs for Christmas. So we really like to use drop-in pots here. But we also will offer the fact that, and for that service, I'm sorry, there is a nominal fee just to cover the soil and other things that we're going to use in putting your pot together. Nominal fee. If you buy a pot, we have a sign that says, pick a pot, pick a plant. Make your mess here, and the dirt is on us. In other words, you go in there and buy a pot, and if you've been here, you know we have beautiful pottery. We'll try and show you some later. They pick out your pot, we pick out some plants, we'll take care of the whole thing for you. So, that said, I think we're probably ready to let you go, other than know that we do try very hard to put the greenhouse in some semblance of order so that sun-loving plants are together and the shade lovers are together. And we have our silver plants that the deer don't like right over there. So we try and make it a little easier, but again, we're here to help you. We have about, I think, 15 people working here at Landscape Solutions. We all have varying degrees of knowledge on gardening, landscaping, all the plant needs. So we try and answer every question, and we also try that if we don't know the answer, we'll try and figure out how to get it or where to send you. Okay? Next, we're going to talk about the perennials and shrubs, but we're going to end this video now so that you have a chance to give us your questions on anything that I didn't remember to tell you. Okay? So see you soon.